In this video I'm attempting to fix my girlfriend's Sony wireless headphones that I think she's had for roughly 2 years, maybe slightly longer, and they've broken at the joint. So these headphones are worth about £30, and I wasn't hugely confident that I'd be able to fix them, but I did think that it was worth a try before she threw them out. So the thing that's happened with these is the joint for the cup of the headphone with the band, I'm just showing that here, is the same place that the headphone rotates, and so there's a lot of potential stress as a stress riser, and I think, as you'll come to see in the video, the design seems to be that the headphones will wear out at this point. So I would say that wireless headphones are inherently a disposable item. The battery will eventually die in a pair of wireless headphones. However, these headphones have actually broken before that's ever happened. So in the video you can see I'm just attempting to get the cover off. I was trying to be quite careful. I knew that there was probably some plastic clips holding it on and I didn't want to force anything. And then you can see there that the metal clip that is actually the only thing retaining the headphone cup to the band has just fallen out. So the thing with these is that, yeah, it's a stress riser, and what I suspect has happened, because when they broke, I think my girlfriend was just putting them on her head. What I suspect has happened is with the rotation and with the bending, so the couple flex in the joint. I think what has probably happened is that's caused fatigue in the plastic. So the polymer chain in the plastic has become stretched and the bonds have started to break down over time. So it is a very small piece that was used. I was hoping I'd be able to go in with a 2-part epoxy and maybe use that. Epoxy has a bit better an impact resistance than something like super glue, but the part was so small, and because that clip needed to go around it, there really wasn't any room for an epoxy bond to be used. So my only real hope of fixing these headphones was to try and go at it with super glue, and I wasn't hugely confident. So you can just see here that I'm just seeing how that part goes back in. So it had broken quite cleanly. It was just a 2-piece fracture. The plastic hadn't shattered when it broke, which does sometimes happen with these plastic pieces. Although it was a very small sort of contact area that the plastic broke across, so not really providing me an awful lot of space to glue that. So yeah, I've gone for the super glue. You'll see in just a moment I had a little bit of bother getting the super glue bottle open. As is usually the case, you usually end up with a glob of super glue blocking off the top of the bottle, and usually it eventually leads to the cap getting stuck as the residue builds up. So there I am trying to get it open, but I eventually just give up and just take the top off and go for it with a cocktail stick. So I leave that to dry. I obviously don't leave it to dry for long enough, because when I put it back in, it immediately breaks off again. So I then glue it back up and try one more time. Now the problem with this is that clip also exerts a force, so it exerts a hoop stress on the plastic, and you have to kind of force that sort of metal clip over the plastic, which again will have a stress as you're doing it. So what does end up happening is I get the metal clip back on, but it just immediately breaks the plastic. And the thing is that even if I did manage to glue the thing together and get the clip back on, I suspect it would not be very long before that joint would again just sort of fracture. It really is quite difficult to repair this sort of damage in plastic. What did end up happening was I did manage to get it sort of back together. There was a bit of glue on the wire around the broken piece, and it was kind of acting like a bit of a sort of almost like a knot in the cable that was holding the ear cup on, but it wasn't held around the axis of rotation like it should have been. So yeah, I'm not sure if there would have been a really good way to fix these. I think the only way I would have been able to get these back together would perhaps have been to fashion a new bracket. The problem is, whilst I might be willing to wear a pair of headphones with a customised bracket sticking off the side, I suspect my girlfriend would maybe have her pride damaged a little bit by that. And I think for the sake of a £30 pair of headphones, as much as I hate to see something that's still good going to waste, I think it's going to be in the bin for these, unfortunately. And we'll just see. We'll chalk that one up as a failure, but you know, at least I gave it a go.